Wait, hold on. I just realized I didn't call Ron Young.
Oh, you need our third?
Yeah, hold on. I apologize. I looked over at the phone. It's like, oh, you know what? We just got off the other line. Can't take me anywhere.
Hello.
Okay, Ron. Okay, we're ready to start. Okay. All right, we're up. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you for joining us today for the 7th meeting of the Board of Lake County Commissioners. 7th? Oh, doesn't sound right. Jennifer? Oh, okay, time flies. Today, February 18th, 2021, would all those who are willing and able please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Grant us, O Lord, light to our understanding, prudence in our investigating, foresight in our planning, sincerity in our deliberating, the grace to follow truth in our judgment. Help us to be moved in our decision, neither by fear nor by self-interest, and to do our work faithfully. May we respect the authority vested in us, for thou art the source of all authority, and may we use in our directives for the common good and for thy honor and glory. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you all. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young. Commissioner Young.
Here.
There we go.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Present.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Here. Okay, this brings us to our first public comment portion. Do we have anyone in the audience wishing to speak? Sir, please come to the podium and state your name and address for the record, please.
Thank you, Commissioner. My name is Jeff Ruppel. I live at 8836 Shetland Court in Kirtland, Ohio.
Ron, can you hear him okay? Do you mind, I hate to ask, can you use the microphone more deliberately, please? Thank you, sir.
Is this better?
I believe so. Ron, can you hear that better now?
I could take the mask off, too. It's up to you.
Yeah, that's perfectly all right. Thank you. Please. Okay. Ron, are you hearing this?
Commissioner Young, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, thank you. I'll repeat. My name is Jeff Ruppel. I live at 8836 Shetland Court in Kirtland, Ohio. I'm actually here, however, before I start, first of all, I'd like to congratulate John Plechnik as Commissioner. I know you'll do a great job, so it's good to see you up here, John. I'm here on behalf of the Lake County Visitors Bureau. I've been in touch with your council, and I'm here really just to manage expectations. The bylaws for the Lake County Visitors Bureau, and this pertains to your items 7 and 8 on your agenda today, have changed within the last year, where actually it's not even my understanding. I don't know exactly what they were before, but as they currently are, the Lake County Visitors Bureau will accept recommendations from the county commissioners. However, ultimately, the Lake County Visitors Bureau is a self-governing body and basically can choose to accept or not the recommendations. I just want to manage expectations of the people that are on this, that are subject to reappointment or appointment, that at least in terms of the Visitors Bureau, there's just one extra step. It doesn't mean that they wouldn't be accepted or not. Just trying to make it clear that that there is an extra step where they would have to actually be approved also by the Visitors Bureau. So it's obviously up to your legal counsel, but you may consider changing 7 and 8 instead of reappointing or appointing to recommending to the Lake County Visitors Bureau. And that's all I have to say.
Very good. And on that subject, in particular, item number 8, the appointment, be it an appointment or a recommendation, just to be abundantly clear and for the record, 2 of the 3 people who were eligible for, from our perspective, reappointment,
Sure.
2 of the 3 people did not request reappointment. They were silent on the issue.
Okay.
Which causes a bit of a problem for us to be in good faith moving forward appointing somebody who has not expressed an interest in being reappointed. We did reach out to the Visitors Bureau, and the Visitors Bureau Executive Director
Okay.
kicked back some applications with their names on it, but no information.
Just
to be
sorry.
abundantly clear on where we're at as far as the process goes.
Oh, no, I appreciate it. Just so I understand you correctly. So out of the 3 individuals on items 7 and 8, only one has indicated that they wish to go forward. Is that my reading that?
And
Okay.
I did
Thank you.
personally call Mr. Fike, item number 7, and ask him, hey, just to be clear, you want to be reappointed. He did affirm that to me over the phone.
Okay.
So I just... Ron, did you have a question, sir?
Yeah, I have some questions, if I could.
Please. Oh, of course, sir.
Do you believe then, just so we understand where we stand on these things, and it's good that you're bringing this out in the open like this. And so often these things have been sort of hush-hush, and the public isn't aware of what goes on. But I think you have a valid point. But just because the Bureau funds those operations doesn't mean then the Visitors Bureau should have total control. That doesn't, simply funding those operations does not make us experts on what it takes to bring visitors, spending visitors, if you will, on a regular basis to Lake County, what Lake County can thrive. At the same time, I think there should be some influence there. There's a delicate balance. I believe there should be. What are your thoughts on that issue?
Whose thoughts? One of the commissioners or mine?
Your side.
Okay. Frankly, it's up to the board. I mean, I can't even speak on behalf of the board. I'm bound to, honor their bylaws. So I just have to go by what they say is the bottom line. Frankly, my personal opinion, I don't think it really matters one way or the other. But obviously, based on what they have in their bylaws, there's certainly consideration given to the commissioner's office, or else it wouldn't even be in there. So.
Okay, so you feel the vote they get is sufficient?
I'm sorry, one more time?
So you feel the vote that they get right now is sufficient in reference to choosing a committee member?
No, I don't think, if I'm understanding you correctly, I don't think that's true. Ultimately, it's going to be up to the board to follow their own bylaws to determine whether or not the person recommended by the commissioners ultimately makes it onto the board.
Okay, but the commissioner's vote is something that you're not in opposition to, at least taking into consideration.
Oh gosh, no, absolutely. And in fact, it's encouraged by the bylaws to make a recommendation from the commissioners. So I'm just wanted to make it clear that even though there's a recommendation, it doesn't guarantee that they'll end up on the board. And that's just because of the bylaws. And I just had to bring it to both the commissioners and their council's attention.
Okay. All righty. That answers my part of the questions. John, I'll leave it to you. John and John.
Thank you, Commissioner. I do want to just add, for benefit of those who may not understand the background of what we're talking about, there's a 3% bed tax that is approved by resolution of this board, that this Board of Commissioners, working with the state, that is collected. It flows through the Board of Commissioners. There's some administration that takes place on our side. There is a process, and those funds are then distributed to the Visitors Bureau. So that's where if anybody's wondering why we keep talking about taxpayer dollars going to the Visitors Bureau, just by way of background, that's what that's going on. Mr. Ruppel, I assume you would agree with that statement?
Well, it's all statutory, so I'm not here to give a legal opinion on that. So
Fair enough. Sometimes
it's
for editorial purposes.
But I mean, in the most general 10,000-foot level terms, the county collects a bed tax, and through the Ohio Revised Code, the commissioners pass it on to the Visitors Bureau.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Pleshnik, did you have anything you wanted to say, sir?
Yes, Mr. President.
Oh, your microphone, sir? I get to be father disciplined about microphones, so.
Needs to be green light. Okay, the red
Yes,
doesn't
yeah.
mean it's on. It needs to be green. Now I know. Thank you, Mr. President. First, I would like to say that my interpretation of our resolutions is that the Board of Visitors can take the word appointment as recommendation. At the end of the day, the county commissioners will vote on who we think should serve on that board, and I'd be very grateful for the Board of Visitors to take that recommendation seriously, because as Commissioner Young said, this is taxpayer dollars going to the Bureau, and it's important that there's accountability. So I would hope that they will take very seriously the vote of the commissioners in their decision. We don't appoint or recommend a majority of the board, only a minority. It's simply representatives here that are directly accountable to the people, who are chosen by folks that the people vote on, so that we have insight into how the public money is spent. But I think that our resolutions today will show clearly who the commissioners recommend for those positions, and I hope that you can take that back to the board, and we eagerly await to hear whether those individuals are approved. But more importantly, I want to say thank you for the kind words from Councilman Jeff Ruppel. I am proud to call Jeff my friend. He's shared a lot of titles in common with me. Professor Ruppel, Councilman Ruppel. He's beloved by the students at Cleveland Marshall and Cleveland State, and I know that the citizens of Kirtland are lucky to have him representing them, and it means a lot to me that you'd be here at our meeting to offer your congratulations. I hope that we'll be able to get together soon to celebrate properly.
Yes, first round is on me, Commissioner. Pepsi, of course.
Pepsi, of course.
Pepsi. Or Coke, depending. We're bipartisan here.
Yes, yes, yeah. Or Dr. Pepper, whatever you choose.
Thank you, Councilman.
Is there any other questions?
I appreciate your taking the time to come up
And I appreciate the kind words. Not many people share kind words all the time to other public officials, so it is a very much appreciated. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you. So, do we have anyone else in the audience wishing to address this board? Jason, County Administrator, do we have any electronic submissions of public? Thank you, sir. Indicating none. Very good. Madam Clerk, moving on to our resolutions. First item, please.
In the engineer's office, resolution to advertise for bids for the chip seal resurfacing project in Concord Township, Madison Township, and Perry Township, Ohio. Bid opening March 10, 2021.
Move to adopt.
I'll second that. Discussion? Jim, did you want to comment on it? I know that the road paving program has been near and dear to you, and I think it's also your responsibility too. So,
Well, I got nothing else to do.
but we appreciate your
Just, you know,
passion on this. So,
Get out a little asphalt, get a little shovel out, and go.
okay.
This is the start of the getting ready for the paving season. This is a project that we do for the townships. These are township roads, and there are going to be several others following in the coming weeks. So we're out. We always get out early to get the best price, because the early bird usually gets the worm.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Further discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution to advertise for bids for roadway materials 2021 for the Lake County Engineers Road Department, LCE project number 2021-002, bid opening March 10, 2021.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Thank you, sir. Let's see. Jim, under discussion.
Okay, this is our annual on the street for miscellaneous materials, so that if we discover a pothole someplace, we can fix it, or any other kind of thing. This covers stone, sand, miscellaneous additional asphalt for surface, and that kind of stuff. So this is an annual thing.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Further discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing final approval of Quail Hollow Subdivision Number 10, Phase 1B, Concord Township.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None, Jim? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing release of construction surety for Quail Hollow Number 10, Phase 1A, and accepting a combined maintenance surety for Quail Hollow Number 10, Phase 1A and 1B.
Move to adopt.
Second.
And discussion, Jim, this is just usual customary?
Yeah, this is a wrap-up of the work and getting ready for the maintenance portion. Oh, here comes Dave Radacci. He's going to get it.
Ah, thank you, thank you. Dave?
Actually, this is done through the Lake County subdivision regulations. The developer has built the road to full county standards. It was inspected by the county engineer, and it was recommended by the county engineer. The board of county commissioners release the construction surety and accept the maintenance bond for phases 1A and 1B, which is through our subdivision regulations. We have the documentation that we have the monies available to put it in a 3-year maintenance period.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, sir. Any further discussion? Thank you, Dave. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
In the Commissioner's Office, resolution declaring certain equipment used by the Lake County Narcotics Agency obsolete and not needed for public use, and authorizing destruction of said equipment in accordance with Section 307.12 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution appointing various individuals to the Lake County Homeland Security Advisory Committee for terms effective March 1st, 2021 through February 28th, 2023.
Apologizing.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Here.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution reappointing Richard Fike Sr. as a representative of the Board of Lake County Commissioners on the Lake County Visitors Bureau Board of Trustees for a 2-year term expiring February 21st, 2023.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution appointing Scott E. Bloyd and Dawn Capelli as representatives of the Board of Lake County Commissioners on the Lake County Visitors Bureau Board of Trustees for a 2-year term expiring February 21st, 2023.
I'll move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Abstain.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. Thank you.
In the Finance Department, resolution approving payment of bills as listed on the Commissioner's Approval Journal in the amount of $871,990.19.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution approving purchase orders as listed on the Commissioner's Purchase Order Approval Journal in the amount of $764,880.25.
What was the money targeted for again? Read that one more time.
Resolution approving purchase orders as listed on the Commissioner's Purchase Order Approval Journal in the amount of $764,880.25.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Resolution transferring cash and appropriations within various general and non-general fund accounts.
I'll move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. This brings us to our departmental reports portion of our meeting. Utilities. Randy?
Thank you, Commissioner. Gary Fedak has an announcement to make.
Oh, thank you. Gary?
Good morning, Commissioners. In the past, I know some of you have heard us talk about...
Hold on. Ron, can you hear that okay? Mike?
Yeah, I can hear him fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In the past, we've talked about some licensing requirements for our employees, specifically the Class 4 licensing for water treatment and also wastewater treatment. Today, we're going to talk about the specifics of the Class 4 license. And more importantly, I wanted to recognize significant achievement by one of our employees that's recently received this credential. Before I get into that, I just wanted to explain the Class 4 license a little bit before I turn it over to Franco Noce, who's our Director of Water. The Class 4 is the highest license that can be achieved in the water drinking industry. There's only about 150 people in Ohio that have this credential, and most of the people, or some of the people on that list are retired and not really active in the water treatment facility. So I want to just take a moment today and congratulate Franco for obtaining this credential recently from the Ohio EPA, getting this license certification, and celebrating his accomplishment. This is something that probably takes 18 months to 24 months to actually achieve. Some people never actually get this license, but he's successfully obtained this achievement. So with that, I'll turn it over to him and let him say a few words, and maybe if you have any questions.
Thank you, Gary. Obtaining this license couldn't have been done without the assistance of staff, as well as working with someone like Gary as a boss, and having the patience for me working on it as much as I've been working on it. It's something I preach to the staff with me, is obtaining those licenses for advancement. So I'm happy to do what I preach, so that I can be an example to them as well. There's many members of the staff who have assisted me, and especially getting background data and working towards this, and being patient with all my obtuse questions that I've been asking them to fill out this thesis. So it's something I'm very proud of, and I've been in the water industry my entire life, so obtaining this license was definitely one of my major goals in my career.
Well, I want to say congratulations, if I might. We're very grateful for your service and for your continuing education and improvement. I have friends who come in from other counties and say, I have no problem turning on the tap. Your water tastes good. And it's nice to know that we have someone so qualified and capable at the helm to make sure that it's not just tasting good, but it's actually safe and monitored. So thank you for your service.
I appreciate that. I join a rank of ladies and gentlemen who currently work at the Lake County Utility who have this certification as well, and I give them kudos for the work that I do every day.
As do we. We take these licenses very seriously. It's more than just checking off boxes. It's a way of life, and it's a code of conduct. It's something that the people of Lake County, again, when they turn on that tap or when they flush the commode, things are taken care of properly. We have to take care of water in and out, so those are all regulated, and we take that very seriously. And it's an honor to have you joining those ranks, and we appreciate the efforts that you put forward as an example of that. So thank you very much for joining us. Ron, did you want to add anything to the patting on the back here? We don't want to cause a workers' comp injury here, patting him on the back too much now.
Well, I don't think any licensing process, which is extremely important both to create and to maintain, should be undertaken lightly. So, and this one in particular. So it's good to hear that Lake County is taking it seriously, and other folks are recognizing, therefore, the need for such licensing and its importance. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the time. Thank you.
We got a hey coming from our county engineer. He's got that twinkle on his eye and a smile.
Absolutely. Well, I want to congratulate the gentleman. Having worked in the water, wastewater industry for 40 years, before I gained new life. I know how important it is. The Class 4 is a very special license. Hardly anybody has it, and it is a great achievement, both for the gentleman and I think Randy and his department. So congratulations and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Very kind.
And then just to conclude things, put in perspective, in water at our utility, we now have 3 employees in water that have this certification, and we also have an additional 3 in wastewater that have the same certification. So hopefully that provides the customers with confidence that we do have a significant bulk of leadership in both departments, and I'm sure that Franco will continue to provide leadership within our department for the time to come. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Hopefully that's an indicator of a deep bench, so that's a good thing. So, well done. All right. Anything else, sir, Randy? Very good. Thank you, sir, for the presentation. All right. Moving on to our county administrator, Jason Boyd.
Good morning, commissioners. Congratulations, Franco. You've been I remember, I don't know if it was Gary or Randy, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, saying they identified this individual that we had to get to Lake County, and you guys hit the nail on the head there. So he's been a great asset to our team. So congratulations. I know Gary's been big on within his operations on getting people staffed up and trained up to get a bench that we can be proud of. So we're well on our way. I just want to say a couple brief words this morning as it relates to our continued discussion with the COVID-19 vaccination process. Things continue to move as well as they can here in Lake County. Mr. Hammercheck says it all the time. We're ready for more doses. We just are not getting them. Really to no one's fault at this point. A little bit of a hiccup this week with the climate situation across the country. The health district and Lake Health were notified, what's today, Tuesday evening and yesterday, of some delays in logistics. We've adjusted accordingly on some of the pods that were planned for this week, some smaller pods in the tune to 200 to 300 doses that are in the planning stages. So we're reacting to the best that we can. On the brighter side, plus in addition to, we'll start vaccinating the teachers in the next week or so per the governor's directive, with the ultimate goal of getting our youth back into the schoolrooms. I have one child in particular that I can't wait for that to happen.
Like a true father.
Yes, and then on the brighter side, I know, commissioners, you receive the health district's reports that come out, and we're still in the thick of this thing. But I'm happy to report that our numbers continue to trend in the direction in which we've been hoping. That includes hospitalization rates. Our infection rate per 1,000 folks has gone down. Just our number of cases continues to go down. But just a friendly reminder to continue those things that we've been hearing for the past 12 months, and social distancing and masking, because we're making a dent in this thing. So I just want to say, everyone hang in there, and we're doing our best to get this vaccination out in the community. So that concludes my report.
Excellent. And just one point, the supply chain has just been delayed. The vaccines have not been compromised
in any
manner or form. I just thought we should get that.
That is correct. Very good point, Commissioner. And also, there's a lot of hope coming on the call this morning with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, assuming it gets its official approval within the hopefully next few weeks. As you gentlemen probably know, that's a lot less strings with that vaccination, meaning we can deploy that in a much quicker manner to our community. So everybody's kind of got their eyes on what that approval looks like, and the distribution, logistics, and value.
Mr. President?
Real quick, that's the one that's the single shot and just refrigerated.
That is correct.
The Sub-Zero.
That is correct. And so we're trying to get our arms around, not our arms around, but following the guidance. Will that be sent to hospitals, your local pharmacies, your local pediatrician, your local doc? So we're waiting guidance on that and how we can deploy that here in Lake County.
Very good. Commissioner Pleshton.
Asked and answered. I was going to ask if it was the single dose shot, which is the reason why it's easier to administer. Mm-hmm. So it's good to hear that that's on the way, hopefully soon.
Yeah. So I think as I've talked about, the fire chiefs are ready, the health district's ready, Lake Health is ready, the 7 or 8 pharmacies in the county are putting shots in arms as we get them, and we're looking forward to continuing down this path. So thank you.
Commissioner Young, you have a unique perspective considering where you're taking up quarters these days. What are you seeing? You got any thoughts you want to add to this report, sir? Commissioner Young?
Say again, please. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just commenting, Jason did the weekly update regarding the COVID response and activities. I was just commenting that given your unique perspective where you're, I use the phrase, taking up quarters these days, and you're battling cancer so courageously, I was curious if you wanted to contribute any thoughts or your perspective on how things are going on the COVID response, being so close to the frontline medical people these days.
Yeah, well, you're right, I do have a rather unique view, having been sort of in the trenches for 2 months on that issue. I have to tell you, from that perspective of watching our Lake County physicians, facilities, agencies, services react, it was amazing. You know, I was first treated down in Cuyahoga for the same issue, for COVID, and they were just stumbling all over themselves. And literally, they didn't know what to do. I mean, I'm sure theoretically at some level they knew what to do, but they weren't getting it done. So I came out here to Lake County, and bam, it just all came together at once. I got great service, and I was healed very quickly. So if you're in the hands of Lake County right now, you know, nobody can make absolute guarantees, but I would say you're in good hands.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Boyd. Madam Clerk.
Yes, I just wanted to mention that the next meeting is going to be Thursday, February 25th, 2021 at 10 a.m.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Legal.
No reports, Commissioner.
Thank you, sir. Old business. Do we have any old business to come before this board? Well, I'm going to do a little bit of a hybrid here. You know, our colleague and friend, Commissioner Young, has been very openly and courageously, as I previously stated, battling cancer. He is on the mend. I hope you can hear the strength in his voice as he's calling in, again, fully COVID-19 compliant, his participation in execution of his required job duties. But this is a very serious situation that our friend's going through. We just heard of the loss of Rush Limbaugh, who has been taking a very public journey, and he did lose his battle with cancer just the other day. But I think this really highlights the seriousness of what our colleague, Commissioner Young, has been going through. And I feel compelled to, again, give high praise to our colleague for his efforts. Commissioner Plechnik, would you like to add anything?
Yes, Mr. President. I would just like to say that in my first week on the job, both you and Commissioner Young have been so welcoming, along with the staff. I'm really grateful for the help and support, and I look forward to continuing to learn from Commissioner Young, not just through what he's done in the past, but the courageous way that he's continued to serve, even through difficulty. You truly care more about Lake County than yourself, sir, and I'm really grateful for the chance to learn by your example.
Commissioner Young, would you care to give us an update?
Well, okay, I accept that, and I thank you for it. A quick update. They expect to release me from the hospital tomorrow. I'll be on outpatient care 2 days a week down here. And other than that, I'll be sort of locked in my bedroom at home with a caretaker 24/7. So things are definitely moving in the right direction. My blood counts are all going up, and I'm able to walk and function. So I expect to be back amongst you physically here before too long, in a healthy and supportive way.
Excellent, excellent. We look forward, sir. Thank you. Okay, moving. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, sir. Moving on to new business. Do we have any new business to come before the board? I do have a nice little bit of correspondence here from the United States Census 2020. A nice big thank you. The U.S. Census Bureau hereby recognizes Lake County, Ohio Board of Commissioners as an invaluable member of the 2020 Census Community Partnership and Engagement Program. We appreciate the efforts you made in making the partnership program a success and helping achieve a successful 2020 census. And I would be remiss if I did not say, though, that the Complete Count Committee was absolutely amazing. I had the honor of serving as chair, but all of the individuals, too numerous to thank here, otherwise this would turn into an episode of the Emmys. It's amazing. Although the recognition is coming to the Board of Commissioners, the people that participated in this throughout our community, throughout our staff, amazing. I'm going to throw David Rodacci out there, though. He was one of the key players in making sure that we had a successful census, and I think it's fair also to say that this is something most people don't know. They think that you got the every 10 years census, but there is an ongoing census activity that Dave is instrumental in making sure that all of the addresses, locations, new subdivisions are all entered into the system. Very important, and our level of representation in Lake County is as close to being assured as it can be, given a level of diligence even under these difficult circumstances. So that thank you from the Census Bureau goes all the way through all of our staff and all the fine people in Lake County who participated. So with that, is there any other new business? None being heard, moving on to our second. Oh, yes, Commissioner Young.
Yeah, great job as always, John, and it's going to bring a lot of money back to Lake County.
Indeed.
Good work. Good work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Second public comment portion. Do we have anyone in the audience wishing to address this board on the second public comment portion? Jason Boyd, County Administrator, do we have anyone submitting electronic? Indicating none. Thank you, sir. All right, this moves us to the conclusion of our meeting. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Same.
Second.
Well, I will move.
Legal's nodding yes. Very good. Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes. Thank you for joining us today. This meeting stands adjourned.